So, in our 50s, Rich and I moved to a new city where we knew no one. As cool as we'd like to think we are, there were not suddenly people beating down our door to become our friends.
Yeah, so whether you move to a new place or whether you're just moving into a new phase of your life where kids aren't part of the equation, we've got some tips to help you get out there and socialize. Let's get into it.
Hi, I'm Robbie,
And I'm Rich.
and you found our channel before it's too late.
We're just a couple of Gen Xers trying to navigate life the best we can. And our hope is to share some tips that we found for some common obstacles you may hit as you get older. So if you find this entertaining or you like what we say, it'd be great if you'd hit the like button, maybe subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. We're always ready for some comments too. For us, there was divorce, moving, changing jobs, and becoming an empty nester. Kind of a home run if you're looking to lose connection with your friends of adulthood.
Yeah, and I think early on in life, when you're first starting out, friendship tends to be pretty easy. You usually can connect through your children and their activities, and if you're coaching for your kids, maybe even through when you started your jobs, finding other people that were in a similar situation as you. It was easy to make friends.
But now, later in life, those common areas of interest have shifted. Maybe your career has you in a position where you're not interacting with people as much, or at least people of the same level in your job. Your kids are gone.
It's easy to get lonely.
Super easy to get lonely. Even if you have a partner to walk through life with.
Yeah.
You need to have more connections than just the person that's in the house with you. Okay, fact is, we're all getting older. But that doesn't mean we're in a big rush to meet Jesus face to face, right?
Right.
Studies show that people with a good circle of friends live 22% longer than those that don't have that circle. So basically, it's the same thing as smoking 15 cigarettes a day or being critically obese if you don't have a good circle of friends around you.
Wow. Well, now that we've scared you into trying to connect, here are some ways that we can do it.
The first one seems kind of obvious. You should really kind of lean into some of your hobbies or activities that you like, or ones that you might like. For example, when I first became an empty nester, I started playing pickleball. And I looked up a group of friends. No, that's not really true. I looked up a group of people that I knew played pickleball, and I just joined them a few times. And before I knew it, I was playing 2 nights a week with them, making some friends, going out to dinner every now and again, just putting myself out there.
Yeah. You played on a volleyball team too, didn't you?
I did, but that was a long time ago.
Oh, that's when he was younger.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, I think too, you really just have to be willing to get yourself kind of to step outside of your comfort zone. If you are a person who has an interest in cooking or woodworking, I mean, there's all kinds of things. Like just baking, some people get into cake decorating. I mean, there's classes, there's all kinds of classes out there. It's just a matter of finding what you are interested in, putting in a little bit of time and effort into finding that class, and then taking a class. Simple as that. And then meeting people, being willing to step outside of that comfort zone again and introducing yourself to people or saying hello, becoming friends with those that are around you.
And it might just be as simple as finding a walking group.
Yeah.
You know, something in your neighborhood even, where
Cycling.
you see neighbors out biking or walking, and just get out there and do it. And then as you pass by them, strike up a conversation. And next thing you know, you're taking walks together and you're forming friendships.
Yeah.
But again, you have to be willing to do it. You have to put yourself out there. And really, what do you have to lose?
Right. I think another way to help expand your friendships, finding people to have common interests with, you can accomplish just through volunteering. I know there was a time in my life when I lived back in Des Moines and had some extra free time, and I was lonely and I was bored, really, and did some volunteering at a food bank. And that was incredibly fulfilling, I guess I would say, knowing that I was helping people. I volunteered at a pregnancy crisis center and really enjoyed that as well. So, I mean, it was made some connections with people there, got to know a few of them. Unfortunately, ended up moving away later, but at the time, it was very beneficial in helping me establish friendships, especially since I had just gone through a divorce, had moved away from family, empty nester, all those things Rich talked about.
Yeah, and there's a lot of opportunities out there to volunteer, whether it's at your local school. They always need adults to read with a kid or to help a kid with some basic reading or any other sort of tutoring and skills. But there's schools, there's libraries, there's animal shelters. I mean, if you're an animal person, get out there and help them at an animal shelter. You're going to run into other people like you who are looking for connection, and these natural shared interests will tend to spark a conversation. And then if you're open to it, who knows where it goes from there. But definitely get out there and try to make a connection through helping other people. I mean, what's the worst that happens? You end up coming home feeling good about what you did, even if you didn't make any friends. Mm-hmm. If you've watched our videos in the past, you know that we're pretty strong in our faith, and we are regular church attenders. One of the ways to find some good, solid people to walk through life with is to join a small group at your church. When we did that, we were very intentional about it.
Yeah, I remember that Sunday we went up after the service and hadn't even talked to the pastor or any of the pastors actually, but we went out of our way that day and introduced ourselves, talked with them, and basically said, hey, we want to make some type of connection with a specific type of people. We wanted to get to know other people in the church that were at a similar life stage as us.
Yeah, we said as good as it is to have intergenerational connections, we were looking for some people to walk through our life with from this point forward. People that probably didn't have kids at home anymore and had similar interests or not, but I think in this case it was more of had an interest in growing our faith, had an interest in digging into the Bible a bit, and then just being able to count on each other.
Doing life.
Doing life together.
Mm-hmm.
But again, church is one way to find that. If you're in any sort of organization, though, you can find that if you ask for it, but you have to seek it out. I mean, so many people, they find themselves getting depressed and lonely, but when they're asked, hey, what have you done? They say,
nothing.
I don't know what I can do.
Yeah.
I'm not the kind of person to find friends. But you really do have to put yourself out there. We all know that our generation, not all of us, but some of us struggle with technology. One way to make good friends, though, is there's an app and a webpage out there called Meetup. And Meetup is a way to connect with other people with similar interests. I have never used Meetup, but Robbie has.
I did, yeah. There was a time period again when Rich and I were not dating at the time prior to our marriage, and I was living in Des Moines and I was very lonely. Didn't really know what to do to fill my time. And a friend suggested looking at Meetup. I went online, put in my specifics, what I was looking for. There was all kinds of different groups you could join, depending on what your interests were, what your age was. There was tons of them, and I did get involved with a small group of women that were in similar stage of life as me, and we would meet for coffee or we'd have dinner, and sometimes we'd go to a movie. A couple times we went to like a relaxation kind of a class. One time we did a tour of some historic houses, and honestly, if I would have stayed in Des Moines, I think my friendships with those ladies would have continued. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we met, married, and moved away. So I did lose those friendships, but they were very, very valuable to me at that time in my life.
And my understanding is Meetup, you can, like she said, there's all different kinds of activities and groups. It's everything from sporting type events to reading groups to walking groups to all these stuff. And you can be as specific or as generic as you want to be. You could say, I'm only interested in a group of people over 50, or I'm only interested in single females, or I'm only interested in men who have whatever.
I don't know, I'm trying to think.
Men who have an interest in kayaking. I don't know what it might be, but you can be as specific as you want.
Yeah.
Or you can say, I want to do something with my wife, and find
Yes.
couples activities
Yep.
that you can do together with other couples who maybe have the similar interests to you.
Right.
But again, and it feels like I'm a broken record here, you have to be willing to try it. You have to be willing to put yourself out there and give it a go.
Yeah. And I mean, I remember feeling like I was in my 40s doing this, and I was scared. Like it made me nervous to meet people that I didn't know. But it was good because they were all in the same situation and they were looking for friendships just as I was looking for friendship.
So there's 4 ways we think you can step out and get connected. Whether you are into bicycling or throwing pots.
Throwing pots. What is
Yeah,
that?
pottery, clay.
That's called throwing pots?
Yeah, it is. See? I'm smart.
Somebody research that and make sure he's not messing with me. Okay.
It might even take you stepping out of your comfort zone and getting online and finding the app, the Meetup app, to help you out. But the key thing is to do it. The health benefits are clear and big when it comes to living longer. And you know what? Life can throw a curve at you where you find yourself without a partner.
Right.
And it's really important that there's others around you to help you through that and life in general.
So there are some of our thoughts as Rich and I continue to navigate making friends and building friendships as a Gen X couple. I'm sure we've missed many other suggestions or ways to accomplish this. So please feel free to leave us some comments, some suggestions in the comments section.
Yeah, you never know who you're going to help out, who you're going to inspire to get out of their comfort zone and go out there and try to make some new friends before it's too late. So we hope you got some good information out of this video, and maybe you'll take the time to subscribe and like it. And it would always be great if you leave that comment. Thanks for watching.
And
God
God
bless.
bless.